It's now time for our press review with Antonia Kerrigan. Antonia, we're starting here in France, where there's a great deal of anticipation over the fate of Marine Le Pen as she appeals her embezzlement conviction. The appeal starts tomorrow and it's set to last a month with her future presidency in the balance. What are the papers saying?
Well, let's start with Libération, a left-wing paper. On their front page, for all to see, is a close-up, tearful photograph of the National Rally's leader. Of course, the left-wing paper somewhat relishing her potential downfall. Now, if you look at L'Opinion, you've got the National Rally in front, coming before justice, the earthquake beneath the earthquake. That is, of course, two potential earthquakes. If her conviction is confirmed, that involves jail time, which may be reorganisable to electronic bracelet, but nevertheless, and she would also be banned from running for public office and out of the race for 2027 presidency. Also addresses on this front page the insolvable equation. That's the difficult balancing act that she's been trying to perfect between allowing her potential successor, her potential stand-in to take centre stage and replace her if needs be, without becoming irrelevant herself if this appeal does go in her favour. Now, Le Monde has on that note a piece entitled "Marine Le Pen has suffered a corrosion of her image. RN voters prefer Jordan Bardella." That's her second in command. Recent polling suggests that most people don't believe she's been unfairly treated by the justice system, and she was really counting on that narrative for her public image. And it looks like he has the edge. Her second in command, Jordan Bardella, has the edge in terms of popularity. More people think he could win the presidential election, and more people think he would be a better president. This article suggests that Plan B has already been adopted in public opinion by potential far-right voters. International press is looking at this too, with the Times describing a Marine Le Pen apparently more resigned to her fate and taking more opportunities to speak favourably of her second in command, laying some groundwork for an outcome in which this doesn't go her way. And
there's some climate news coming out of India this morning.
Yes, not good climate news. Unfortunately, the BBC has this story of a snowfall drought in the Himalayas. There was no precipitation in almost all of North India in December, and Nepal hasn't seen any rainfall since October. So the usually snowy peaks are sort of rocky and bare, as you can see in that image, and that's a real problem potentially for the 2 billion residents for whom their water sources are, of course, replenished by snow thawing in the spring. The dryness in these mountains also could create a risk of wildfires in certain areas, and the Himalayas are also losing a great deal of ice due to melting glaciers at the moment. So that's the cement of the mountains somewhat disappearing, which could be a real problem in terms of the stability of these mountains.
And finally, Antonia, Beijing is confiscating pandas from Tokyo amid a cooling of diplomatic relations, but one Japanese zoo appears to be taking it on the chin.
Yes, so the very last pandas will be leaving Japan in the coming months. And this is, of course, a country that has had pandas in its zoos since 1972, but that is coming to an end. Pandas are, of course, a diplomatic gift or loan from China. This zoo has come up with a rather an innovative and strange way of working around this. They are using keepers dressed as pandas. That's what you can see here. To replace the furry endangered animals. Visitors are invited then to play the role dressed up as zookeepers, as you can see here. Now, you may notice that these pandas, these false pandas, I should add, are more lively than actual pandas, as anyone who's ever gone to see pandas in a zoo will know, but the visitors seem to be enjoying it, and I'd certainly hope so, as they are paying the equivalent of €43 for the privilege to feed apples to and take photos of these human keepers dressed as pandas.
Probably a very good business strategy, I would say. Thank you, Antonia, for that look at the papers. Thanks to you for watching. We'll be back after this short break.